welcome to Simple Art at Home with me, Laura Houston. I want to thank Roosevelt Elementary School for giving me this wonderful t-shirt. I love it. Thank you so much. And I had the opportunity to teach a little bit at Marshall Elementary School in Mrs. Nelson's class. We learned all about civil rights activist Fred Korematsu and did some art. So let's take a look at just a few pieces of some kids art. Kids art. So thank you for sending me those inspiring pieces of art about Fred Korematsu. And remember, everybody, you can take pictures of your art and send it to me, and I may show it on a future video. So today we're going to talk about an art contest, and it's about water conservation. So why don't we take a look at a short movie that explains all the rules, and it just helps you brainstorm for your art project. Okay, let's take a look. All right, let's talk about the Water Awareness Poster Contest. The important thing to remember is the theme or the message. Remember, the theme is the message that you want your artwork to convey. This year's theme is When in Drought, Every Drop Counts. I'm going to say that again because it's really important. This year's theme is When in Drought, Every Drop Counts. Well, what is a drought? A drought is a shortage of water that is caused by not having rain over a long period of time. Take a look at the two pictures. The picture on the right shows what the land can look like during a drought. Notice there is much less water there in that basin. What are the effects of a drought? Well, there are many different effects. Some of them could be damage to crops or pastures. You can have lower water levels in lakes and reservoirs. You can have damage to ecosystems, meaning the animals and plants that live in that area. And there could be water restrictions for the people who live in that area. Well, let's think about how we use water indoors and outdoors, because this will help us when we're coming up with ideas for our water poster art. Looking at the left there, personal use. We use water for drinking, bathing, swimming, cooking, laundry, cleaning. I'm sure you can think of a lot of other ways. How about in the community? Firefighting, street sweeping, city landscape, pools, schools, and businesses all use water. Think about agricultural use. We use water for watering crops, for cleaning, and raising livestock. And finally, we can't forget industrial use. This refers to factories and businesses. They use water for fabricating products, for cooling, such as air conditioning, for cleaning, and even for transporting products, if you think of by ship. How do we use less water? You can help, and here are just a few ways. You can take shorter showers. You can turn off the water when you're brushing your teeth. You can pay attention to the hose or the sprinkler system outside. Is there a broken sprinkler where water's pouring out, or have the sprinklers been on for a long time? Tell somebody. And finally, don't hose down the concrete. Use a broom instead to clean the concrete and sweep. I always recommend starting with a circle map, and that's what I did here. I always start with a circle map and either write down my thoughts or sketch pictures. Or here I grab some images from Google. You can do that too to brainstorm and help you get ideas for your water poster. So let's talk about the contest rules. The due date, if you want to turn in your work to me, is March 6, 2023. Who can participate? All students in pre-K through 12th grade. The student must be the artist, meaning you can't have help from siblings or parents. Your poster must be drawn horizontally on 8.5 inch by 11 inch paper or 12 inch by 18 inch paper. And I'm going to show you an example of that in a minute. But take a look at the rectangle in the top right corner of your screen with the green check mark. That layout is horizontal, so you'll want to turn your paper that way. Another rule is that you cannot use any copyrighted characters, such as Mickey Mouse. However, you can use Ricky Raindrop in your design, and there's an image right there of Ricky Raindrop. And if you want to see another image of Ricky Raindrop, you can go to that link right there. Okay, so it's really important that you write on the back of your art poster. You have to turn in these 9 pieces of information. Now, since you're going to be writing on the back of your poster, you don't want to use a heavy marking pen that's going to leak through to the front. You don't want it to ruin your artwork. So just get a pencil or a clean ballpoint pen that's not going to leak through to the front. So I'm just going to read through the information that you need to write on the back. 1, your first and last name. 2, what grade you're in. 3, the name of your school. 4, you need to write our school district, Anaheim Elementary School District. 5, your teacher's name. 6, your teacher's email. 7, your parent's name. 8, parent's email. And 9, parent's phone number. The people who are sponsoring the contest will need to be able to get in touch with you in case you win. Talk about winning. Take a look at the right over there. You could win an iPad. That is the grand prize from each grade band that you see there. And there's also going to be an awards ceremony. So there are 2 different ways to turn in your poster. Option 1 is on the left. You can mail or drop off your poster by March 8th. And if you do that, you'll go directly to the Municipal Water District of Orange County over in Fountain Valley. And I listed the address right there. You can put it in the mail or drive over there. Option 2, which might be easier, is to give your poster to your teacher. And then teachers should deliver their posters to me, Laura Houston, by Monday, March 6th at 4 o'clock. The reason I'm asking you to give it to your teacher a couple of days early is because I need to have time to collect the posters and drive them over to Fountain Valley. So those are the 2 ways to turn in your artwork. So let's take a look at some examples. I took pictures of some of the art that was submitted last year. So these are students from our district. So this student wrote, "Save water, live forever, #save together." And it looks like this student is talking about the importance of water to the environment there. And here somebody drew Ricky Raindrop, and they talked about some ways to waste water there and some ways to save water. You can see the theme says save together up there, so that's not the theme this year. Here's another example of a student who drew Ricky Raindrop there with some water-related themes all around the outside. This student wrote, "Save water to save the animals." And this student is showing how water is important to the animals who live in the ecosystems. Here we have another example. It says, "Water is the driving force of all nature." And there's a beautiful scene of a lake there and all the animals and how they rely on water. So this one, it looks like the student drew herself or a girl, and it says, "What should I do with this leftover ice from my drink?" And then she's thinking and she has an idea. See the arrows that show? And she's letting the ice melt into liquid form, solid to a liquid, and then she's using that ice to actually water the plant. That's a great idea. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to the Municipal Water District of Orange County, or you can email me, Laura Houston. My email is right there on the screen. And remember, make sure you get your art to me or to your teacher by March 6th, so I have time to turn it in by March 8th. Thank you. Okay, I hope that short informational video was helpful, and I will meet you at the table. Okay, so this part is very important to remember. It's the theme. So when in drought, every drop counts. And that just means your art should carry that message or convey that message. You could write it in words, but you don't have to write it in words. And remember from the video that we just saw, your artwork should be horizontal. So this is the horizontal format. So this is vertical, not like this. This is horizontal. And if you happen to have a ruler or something to double check with, you can see that this is my old art ruler. So it's 11 inches from the long way here. And then going this way, it's about 8.5, okay? And it did say also in the contest rules that you could use larger paper, and that would be 12 inches by 18 inches. So this is what the larger paper looks like. And I wanted to talk with you about some of the possible materials that you might want to use. You know, you're going to want to have a good pencil with an eraser. I always like to have these Sharpies on hand. This one says fine point, but it's pretty thick because I like to use a mixture of like a heavy-weighted line with thinner lines. And then this type of Sharpie says ultra fine point. I always like to have these if possible. I like using black pens to outline. Maybe you want to create your art poster with crayons. You can use watercolors. I also often use oil pastels. And I guess the main thing to remember is the theme. So when in drought, every drop counts. Okay, so I'm going to meet you back up at the easel. All right. So, okay, everybody, I wish you luck. I can't wait to see your artwork. I always love to see what you do. And remember, if you've been working on other art that you want to take pictures of and show me and email it to me, you're more than welcome to do that. So, again, good luck, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. See you next time.